Hello everyone and welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty. The Huskies have played 2 games and have lost 2 games, losing against West Virginia and also Utah to start the Big 12 season. And if you look here on the right side of your screen, West Virginia able to beat Alabama 24-21. So they appear to be the real deal this season. So I think we can state pretty proudly that we were able to contend with West Virginia and maybe should have even won against West Virginia. One thing about this Huskies football team is for certain, and it's that the offensive line is really bad. Nick Evers took a bunch of hits early in the game against Utah, and we subbed in freshman quarterback Dorian Tobin, who is a 4-star commit from last season. And I really liked playing with Tobin. He has 98 speed. He is the fastest player on the entire team, and his ability to scramble, I think, really helped UConn a lot in that game against Utah. We did, however, end up losing regardless. So I asked the question at the end of last episode, should Tobin actually be the starter? And the consensus was basically that Nick Evers is the starting quarterback. And I agree. I think Nick Evers has earned the starting spot for his senior season. But I do think it was really fun to see Tobin and see the potential future of this quarterback position unfold. One guy I do want you guys to keep in the back of your mind, though, is Chester Roach. He was from the first season recruiting class. He is a 3-star scrambler. He's not as fast as Tobin, but does have 89 speed. His development trait is star, so he has the highest development trait of any of the quarterbacks. And right now, he is easily the worst quarterback here. He's only got the 85 throw power, and his accuracies are abysmal. But with that star development, he could take a huge jump next season, and it might be a competition between him and Tobin for that starting spot. And don't forget about Cole Welliver, who will be a junior next season and is more similar to Nick Evers in how he plays. With the offensive line being so terrible this season, I have moved wide receiver Shamar Porter back into the slot. This is where he played in season number 1, and it's where he played for about the first half of season number 2. And I think it's just the best way that we can get him involved. He only has 2 catches through the first 2 games of the season, and I think playing him in the slot, being that we're going to have to go to the quick pass game a lot more, I think it makes more sense for him to be the slot receiver. Plus he has that speed to get open. You'll still see a lot of Kylish Hicks and Jackson Harper and a little bit of Brock Montgomery. I also had another comment that said Cam Edwards was performing well in season 1. I redshirted him for season 2, and now he can't do anything here in season 3. Here's the way I look at it. Cam Edwards did have a pretty good season 1, although in the second half of the season we went pretty much strictly to the Victor Rosa show. In season number 2, both Darrell Robinson and Victor Rosa passed him in training camp. And obviously there's no preseason in college football, so the way I view those training upgrades is that that is how the player did in training camp. So if you want to give it a realistic spin, my thoughts were that Victor Rosa and Darrell Robinson outperformed Cam Edwards in camp and therefore earned the 2 starting spots above him. And now Victor Rosa's gone, Cam Edwards is clearly the second best back on the team, but I don't think that just straight up means that he gets the spot over Edwards just because he's a senior. I think Robinson is our best halfback and gives us the best chance to win. That's why he is starting. With that out of the way, here is a look at the recruiting board. Currently, we are still in the lead on 5-star Gem, Tank, Easy, and we are gaining the most influence per week. We're also still pretty firmly in the lead on Adonis Keough, although Syracuse, who continues to steal players from me, is in the mix as well, and they do have a visit scheduled for week number 6. We are in first for Calvin Plummer, but again, Syracuse in the mix, and they gained more influence than us last week. We are in the lead for middle linebacker Dennis Colin, as well as tight end Dan Sanders. And we have taken the lead on 4-star guard Melvin Graves, and we are in second currently on Matthew Brink, and second on Neil Powell. We did have 20 additional points after getting locked out of a certain player was George Jose, a safety. So I did put 10 each into Nolan Lindsay and Dexter Ort, because we do just need to shore up this offensive line. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're ready for some UConn Huskies football. Today they'll face off against the Arizona Wildcats, another ranked opponent. First 3 teams that UConn has faced this season have all been ranked. The Big 12 is proving to indeed be a big conference. This Arizona team is led by senior quarterback Noah Fifita, who looks like an actual gem of a quarterback. Although he doesn't have the strongest arm at only 87, but the short accuracy and medium accuracy in particular are incredible. Their halfback one is junior Brandon Johnson. It does appear that he is working with some wear and tear today, so they do have Rico Balducci, who you might see a little bit of. Wide receivers are AJ Jones, Malachi Riley, and Jackson Holman, and you may see some of Chris Hunter as well. And the tight end is Dorian Thomas. First play of the day is going to be a handoff up the middle, and it is indeed Balducci getting the carry. It's a pickup of 2. Some other changes you might see from the UConn defense is that our boy Raheem Lovelace will no longer be an edge rusher. You'll see some Logan Stern and some Johnny McNulty over there on the outside edges. You might recognize the name Johnny McNulty. He was the first commit in the series, and as a redshirt freshman, he's up to a 77 overall. Pretty solid player. Curvins Choot makes the play on Marcus Fouts, and it's a 3-and-out for the Wildcats. After a good return from the redshirt freshman corner, George Kiki, it is the UConn offense's time, and Nick Evers back today will look to pass and just dumps it off to Jackson Harper, and he'll get a first down to start the day. 1st and 10 from the 33. It'll be a handoff to Cam Edwards, and he'll get 3 yards. And now Darrell Robinson checks into the game, and on 2nd and 7 from the 30, it will be a handoff to him. He's a shifty guy, and he'll get about 6, setting up a 3rd and short. Cam Edwards checks back in. He is listed as our 3rd down back. 3rd and 1 from the 24, and Edwards should get this easily. He does. He also gets inside the 20 to the 18. On 1st down, Evers back to pass. Gonna rifle one in for Marcus Angler. Makes the grab, falls backwards at the goal line, but not in it. Now Edwards back in the game, and on 1st and goal from the 1, he'll get the carry, and he's met immediately. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2 now. Our goal line offense has not been the best this season. On 2nd and goal from the 2, Robinson, end zone, touchdown UConn. They'll get on the board first, forcing the 3-and-out defensively and letting Darrell Robinson finish it off for 6. Touchdown Huskies will take an early lead. 7-0 UConn as Fifita and the offense for Arizona take back over, and it's going to be an RPO, and it's caught, and room to work with. Kai Stokes has to make the tackle, but it's a 1st and 10 for Arizona. Fifita out of the shotgun, and he'll keep it on a read option. And wow, who is that with great speed? Not 100% certain who made that tackle. It was Levane Scruggs making the tackle. Could have been an even bigger run. But Arizona back-to-back 1st downs now. 1st and 10 from the 48. So Fifita's back to pass. Throws right side, finds his man. It's a pickup of 8. Now on 2nd and 2 from the 44. Will they go to the ground here? They do, and it's a read option. Cam Chadwick there. Read it properly. 3rd down. So big 3rd down situation. As Fifita out of the shotgun, does bring a man in motion. It's a handoff, and who is it? It's Raheem Lovelace. Back in the middle of the field, making a play. He is a superstar, and we force another punt from the Wildcats. Now, this is why he's in the middle of the field. If he's not here, this is Gerard Byler. And Gerard Byler, he is a good player, but he's not Raheem Lovelace. Lovelace makes the proper read off of the fake and is just there immediately. Talk about a menacing middle of the field. Joey Terrell and Raheem Lovelace. I don't think it gets a whole lot better. So a great start for UConn. The defense playing well. The offense was able to score quickly. 1st and 10 from the 27. And it's a handoff to Darrell Robinson. Jukes out the slot corner and gets 8 yards. On 2nd and 2. Go back to the air. And we'll just check this down to Cam Edwards on the right side. A free 1st down. Jukes out 1 and goes down to the 48. 2nd down and 10 situation now for the Huskies as we're setting up a screen, trying to get it to Darrell Robinson, and we do. Some of the blockers getting in his way, but he makes a move and gets a first anyway to the 39. I think it's just going to have to all be about the quick game for the Huskies. We don't have a lot of time to throw, so we just got to get the ball out quickly. As Evers will scramble, looks for Porter and gets it to him. Porter with a lot of running room and gets inside the 20 to the 15. 1st and 10 UConn. 2nd quarter underway here in Arizona. 1st and 10 from the 15. We're going to hand it off to number 11, Darrell Robinson. He'll get 3. 3rd and 6 from the 11 as Evers is back to pass. Running out of time, down he goes. And it's a sack. Only a 4-man rush. He got through quickly. It was Eric Castellanos on the sack. Yeah, just beats right guard Blake Franks pretty much immediately. And I didn't feel as though anything was super open. So just held on to it. We'll settle for a field goal attempt. I am notoriously awful from the hashes. And it looks like I'm going to be notoriously awful again. I'll miss this one wide to the right. Still 7-0 UConn. We leave points out on the field. So the Arizona offense gets a break. Still just the 1-score lead for the UConn Huskies. Hands off Balducci. Santos there. Ends up being Terrell that makes the tackle. On 2nd down and 3 from the 28. It's another handoff Balducci. Lovelace gets through the blocker and makes the tackle. Still a 1st down for Arizona though. As Fafita out of the shotgun, hands off Balducci again. Lovelace there quickly this time, but still 4 yards. 2nd down and 6, again out of the shotgun. And again a handoff Balducci, finds a small lane to get through. And Levain Scruggs makes the tackle, but another 1st down. From the 45, it's 1st and 10, empty set. So Fafita, of course, looks to throw, and it's a screenplay setup. Really good blocking. Bad angle taken by Kai Stokes. And see you later, touchdown Arizona. They're going to tie this football game back up. The missed field goal comes back to haunt us immediately, as after the PAT here, it'll be 7-7. What was Kai Stokes doing? All knotted up at 7. UConn offense back on the field. Cam Edwards in the backfield, and the left guard never disengaged from his first block, so not much there. On 2nd and 7, it's going to be a handoff to Darrell Robinson. Cuts this one back, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and finds a 1st down. That right there is why Darrell Robinson is the starter. 1st and 10 that wasn't deserved from the 35, and it's a handoff Robinson, and this time there's nowhere to go. A loss of a yard. On 2nd and 11 from the 34, we're back to pass. Scrambling is Evers, but he gets it to Jackson Harper, who's open and then has the 1st. Getting to the other side of the field, 1st and 10. From the 48, Evers will hand off to Robinson. Gets kind of held up by Torian Johnson, but still gets 8 yards. Now it's 2nd and 2 from the 40. And it's an RPO designed for Marcus Angler. There is a flag down. And it's going to be holding on Blake Franks. Illegal man downfield, actually, not holding. 2nd and 7 after the penalty. And Evers is back to pass. Has Wooten. And he'll get the 1st down falling forward. And there's an injured Arizona player. Evers only the 1 incompletion so far today. And it was a dropped pass from Brendan Wooten. 1st and 10 from the 36. Handoff. Darrell Robinson. Maybe should have bounced it to the outside. Gets 2. 2nd and 8 from the 34. As Evers will hand off Robinson again, cuts this up the middle, fighting for yardage. It's going to be 3rd and 3. From the 29, 3rd down and 3, Darrell Robinson underneath, makes the grab, makes a man miss, has the 1st and gets to the 15. We're going to hit the 2-minute warning with UConn in the red zone. Cam Edwards checks into the game on the other side of the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 from the 15. Edwards gets the carry, has good blocking and room here to the outside. Just shy of the 1st down, 2nd and 1. Evers back to pass, throws Kylish Hicks, touchdown UConn. As that is maybe the best the offense has looked all season. It's been clean today. The quick passing game clearly working, the running game working for what really feels like the first time all season. And Kylish Hicks finds the end zone, and UConn will retake their touchdown lead. The main issue with scoring as we did is we did leave 1:31 on the clock for the Wildcats, and they do have all of their timeouts. So plenty of time to get additional points and plenty of time to throw here. And finding a wide open man that gets out of bounds at the 47 is Fafita. And that is a big 1st down to start the drive. 1st and 10 from the 47 as Fafita back to pass again. It's another one of these screen plays, and they keep working very, very well. Scruggs saves a touchdown with that tackle. Just under a minute to go, and they're already in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 18. Need some type of stop here from the defense if we can. Curvins Chute is in the backfield. Can't get the hit off, but it's a throwaway from Fafita, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 10, 40 seconds left to play in the half. Fafita back to pass. Pass rush finally gets there, but he gets it to the halfback. It's a pickup of 8, and they'll use their 1st timeout. 36 seconds left. 3rd down and 2. So they go to the air again. Fafita dumps it off left side. It's good for a first, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. First and goal from the 6 with still 30 seconds left to play. Just need the defense to hold for a few plays. Force the field goal attempt at least. Fafita over the middle, finding his man. It's not good enough for a touchdown. Second and goal from the 1. It looks like they may go to the ground here. Fafita will hand off up the middle, spinning off the defender and falling into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Johnson, who started the game kind of injured, was in a couple times on that drive and scores the touchdown to tie this game up. And it should be tied up as we head into the half, although 26 seconds and all the timeouts for UConn. George Kiki is going to get a really good return here, pushed out of bounds at the 40. So now with 20 seconds, we have great starting field position. First and 10 from the 40 as Evers is back to pass. Wants Shamar Porter over the middle. Should have been intercepted. Little floated there. 16 seconds left in the half. It's second and 10. As Evers is back to pass and has Shamar Porter over the middle, but takes a hit as he throws, and it's third down. We'll try again. Third and 10 from the 40. As we're back to pass, we're going to lob one up for the big fella, Marcus Angler. He can't make the grab. And we'll head to halftime, knotted up at 14. 14-14 at the half. The Huskies offense looking very good today. This is easily the best the offense has looked all season. The defense appears more of the same. Got the early stop, actually got a second stop on the second drive, but since then have not been very good. First and 10 from the 17 for the UConn Huskies. It's Shamar Porter in motion, and we'll start the drive, the second half, with a jet touch pass that picks up 4. Second and 6 from the 21. Handoff to Darrell Robinson. Block just not held quite long enough. No gain. That block is held for about a second longer. Robinson probably has a big pickup there. Instead, it's third and 6. And now Evers is back to pass. Gets it to Angler as he's under pressure. Angler with room to work with, but can't outrun the linebacker. Either way, it's a first down. From the 36, it's first and 10, and Robinson will get the carry. Cuts this back. Has a blocker here to the left side. Bad angle taken, and has a huge pickup. Darrell Robinson, 73 yards on the day. Second and 8 from the 31. Evers back to pass, gets it to Shamar Porter, and he will fight for the first down yardage. Gets to the 23. First and 10 nearing the red zone. Edwards will get the carry. Didn't get a block there on the left side. Cuts it up the middle to get 6. Darrell Robinson back in the game. Second and 4. It will be a handoff for him. Gets to the outside, trying to get past one more defender. He can't do it, but it's a first and goal to the 8. Robinson has looked very good in the run game today. On first and goal, he'll get another carry. Tries to bounce this to the left side. I did see some wear and tear come in just then. He does have an increased risk of injury at the moment. So we'll have Cam Edwards take over for the time being. Give Robinson a break for the rest of this drive at the very least. Third and goal from the 6. Evers back to pass. Wants Shamar Porter back corner end zone. Incomplete. Fourth and goal. And the kick this time from Costanzo is wide to the left. I just don't understand this meter, man. I just don't get it. Second field goal missed again from the hash. I was perfectly accurate that time. I guess I just didn't push it enough to the right. I feel like I typically push it too far, but that time I guess not. As Hoffman makes a tackle pickup of 1. Defense gonna need to come up big here. Offense kind of letting them down. This is another screen play. Santos, I feel like read it and just didn't move up. Could have easily played that. Instead, it's third and inches. From the 30, third and inches. It's an RPO and it's incomplete. What a play made by Kai Stokes. They force the punt. 2 missed field goals for the Huskies. Should be 20-14 right now. Instead, it's all knotted up at 14 as Edwards, getting an opportunity, picks up 4. Now it's second and 6 from the 39 as we're back to pass again. And we'll go Brennan Wooten's way. Set up a third and 2. From the 43, third down and 2. As we set up the RPO, and I think this is going to be a legal man downfield again. But perhaps not. It looks like maybe it was actually pass interference on the defense, which is an automatic first down. Engler did get bumped on the play. So it's not a bad call, but it did look like my offensive line was just marching its way down the field. First and 10 from the 41. Edwards will get the carry here. Makes a man miss and has a pickup of about 5. Second down, we'll go back to the ground again and no blocking. Man, Torian Johnson just missed his block. Should have been an easy first and then some, honestly. Now it's third and 5. We're going to set up a running back screen for Cam Edwards. Gets the ball, and again, blocking just not there. I think that one is more on Edwards than it is on the blockers. He just ran too far. Now we have to punt it right back. Still 14-14, and we're nearing the end of the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 25 as Fafita downfield. Chadwick got beat, but the throw isn't there. 2nd down. That one should have been a touchdown for Arizona. Fafita missing the throw, which I'm sure is a rarity for him. So bring a man around in motion. It's play action, though. All kinds of time to throw. Just takes the check down. And that's going to be good enough for about 5 yards. They call it 6. 3rd and 4 from the 30. This is a big 3rd down here. So they do go to the air. Fafita throws over the middle. Incomplete. It hits his receiver in the chest. Let's take another look at this one. Fafita makes the correct read, throwing with really great anticipation, might I add. And it hits his receiver in the face, actually. He just never put his hands up. He didn't see it. I'm not sure. By the way, Robinson still at increased risk of injury, although his current wear and tear impact is none. I'm going to leave him out for now. Let me know what you guys would do in this situation. He's playing to his full capabilities, but playing at a increased risk of injury. I think Cam Edwards is a suitable enough replacement for now. 1st and 10 from the 40 as Edwards will get the carry. Good carry up the middle, in fact, and that's a first. We start the 4th quarter, all knotted up at 14. And it's going to be play action to start. And it's going to be Shamar Porter, who is wide open with all kinds of running room. Gets all the way to the 25. 5 for 61 on the day for Porter. 2nd and 7. Evers back to pass with a blitz on its way. And he's going to scramble. Lots of room to work with. Brought down inside the 5. 1st and goal UConn. From the 5. In fact, just inside the 5. Edwards will get the carry. Cuts it up the middle. Following his blockers. Can't get there at the 1. 2nd and goal from what is essentially the half-yard line. 8.5 left to play in the 4th. Cam Edwards gets the carry and gets into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. Cam Edwards doing it all on that drive. A lot of the yardage we picked up was off of his legs, and he's rewarded with 6. It's going to make it 21-14. Can UConn hold this lead against Arizona late? Definitely have to mention that those 2 field goals would be huge right now. But of course, the past is the past. Can only focus on the now. It's a jet sweep, and it's going to pick up about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 from the 29 as Fafita. He will hand it off to Balducci, and it's a really good gain for him as Kai Stokes has to make the tackle at the 40. Empty set for Fafita this time on 2nd and 7. So to the air they go. Over the middle this time, the receiver actually getting his hands up, and it's a 1st and 10 to the UConn 41. 6 minutes left to play on UConn's side of the field. Out of the pistol. And it's a delayed handoff. Raheem Lovelace going to make the tackle. Would have been a lot of extra yards had he not. Now it's 2nd down and 5 from the 36. And it's play action. All kinds of time. Looking to the end zone. It's tipped up and incomplete. Could have been intercepted by Kai Stokes. But instead it's 3rd down and 5. Empty set Fafita. 3rd down and 5 from the 36. This is 4 down territory at this point, I would argue. It's not going to matter as it's an easy 1st down picked up for the Wildcats. Under 5 minutes left in the game. 1st and 10. Handoff to Johnson, and he'll get 6 yards. 2nd and 4 from the 17 as Balducci's back in the game. And it's play action. Fafita, again, all kinds of time. Dumps it off to Balducci and gets a yard. 3rd and 3. Do they go to the ground here, maybe? I'm anticipating a throw, but it is on the ground, and it's a really good carry for Johnson. Raheem Lovelace makes the tackle. But it's a 1st and goal at the 4 for Arizona. They've moved quite easily on this drive, but they have chewed a ton of clock. As Fafita goes down, it's Matt Hoffman in the backfield for a sack. Big 2nd and goal. Fafita back to pass under some pressure from Logan Stern, but gets it to his wideout who goes out of bounds at the 1. 3rd and goal. From the 1 on 3rd down and goal. Arizona. Handoff. Johnson untouched. End zone touchdown. Wildcats. It's going to be 21-21. Those missed field goals coming back to haunt us. UConn's going to have about 3 minutes to drive down the field and get a kick or a touchdown to win this football game. Robinson's still at an increased injury risk, so it's going to be the Cam Edwards show like it was on the last drive. He gets the carry here, makes the man miss, and he's got a ton of running room here to the left side. Is he going to score it immediately? Breaks one more tackle and gets to the 13. UConn's rushing game cooking. Cam Edwards makes a man miss and finds his way all the way to the red zone of Arizona. Cam Edwards maybe making me eat my words. I talked about him losing the starting job. Well, who knows after this? 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 from the 13. UConn looking to upset the number 16 ranked Arizona Wildcats. We're, of course, going to run the football as Edwards will get to the 6. And now we're in chew clock mode. I do believe that if the ball is centered, we can nail a field goal from here. 2nd and 4 from the 6. Edwards gets the carry up the middle. And Arizona does finally burn a timeout. Big 3rd down. A 1st down, I think, practically ends the game. It's going to be Cam Edwards on the carry up the middle. He does get the 1st, and he doesn't get in, which is honestly more ideal than him just straight up scoring there. Arizona will have to burn at least one more timeout, we hope, as Edwards punches it in. They actually don't force the timeout. Edwards touchdown. He has carried the offense here in the second half, especially in the 4th quarter. And now it's going to be a touchdown lead for UConn, but did they not burn enough clock? The score is 28-21. The Huskies with a lead. 1:13 and 1 timeout for Arizona. Fafita will just check this down to the running back. That's pretty much exactly what we want. Just chew more clock. Don't get a ton of yards. 2nd and 5 from the 30. Fafita out of the shotgun. Under a minute to play now. As Chute gets through, and it's another check down to the halfback. He does get out of bounds. They have one more down to go after this as Fafita back to pass. Throws left side on the comeback route, and he gets out of bounds. That is a huge pickup. Fafita appears to throw with some excellent anticipation. 1st and 10 from the 49. He's back to throw again over the middle, finding his man, and that's another big 1st down. They haven't used that timeout yet. The pass coverage failing for the Huskies. 40 seconds left. They'll spike the football. 39 seconds. Just have to keep them out of the end zone. Fafita back to pass. Goes left side. That has to be offensive pass interference. You're joking. It's perfect coverage by Jarvarius Sims. Gets shoved out of the way before making the grab. That is ridiculous. Now it's 1st and goal at the 6 for Arizona. And Fafita will look to throw. Checks it down to his tight end. Fighting for the yards. He doesn't get there, and they'll burn their last timeout. We need an incredible goal line stand from the defense. 2nd and goal from the 2. 28 seconds left to play. Fafita. All kinds of time. Incomplete. Lovelace was there. Now a 3rd and goal from the 2. As Fafita out of the shotgun. Throws in zone. Touchdown Wildcats. That is unreal that we give that up. 1:13 left to play. They start with only the one timeout. A questionable no call on what should have been an offensive pass interference. And it's going to be a tie football game. So it's 28-28, 22 seconds for the UConn Huskies. Kiki will be back to return and will bring this out. Has some room up the middle, but doesn't get much. 1st and 10 from the 23. We're going to hand it off to Cam Edwards, and we're just going to play for the overtime period. A game the Huskies certainly should have won in regulation, now instead heads to overtime. Arizona won the toss and elected to play defense first, so here we go. Overtime for the UConn Huskies, starting from the 25, of course, as it's going to be a carry for Cam Edwards, and he'll get 6 yards. Robinson still at increased risk of injury. Still haven't brought him back in the game. On 2nd and 4, we'll go to the air as Evers just has to throw this one away under some pressure. 3rd and 4. This is a big 3rd down. 3rd and 4 from the 19. Evers is back to pass, and he wants Porter, but he overthrows him. Should have been intercepted. That was a terrible pass from Evers. We have to settle for a field goal, and it feels like it's not going to be enough if I can even manage to make it. Kick from Costanzo is actually good this time. 31-28, can't help but feel like only getting a field goal is not enough. So 1st and 10 from the 25 for Arizona. A touchdown wins the game as Fafita finds his man. It's the tight end. He'll be stopped at the 16 by LaVane Scruggs. Now 2nd and 1 from the 16. Fafita back to pass again. Scrambling, incomplete, swatted away. 3rd down and 1 from the 16. It's a handoff to Johnson, and he gets a huge pickup. All the way to the 5, it's 1st and goal. It comes down to this. Need a goal line stand, basically, from the UConn Huskies. That one is caught, but short of the touchdown. 2nd and goal from the 1. And it is a handoff and a touchdown for Arizona. Game over. Man, oh man, I cannot believe up 28-21 with a minute 13 left. The UConn defense gives up as it did. Arizona will take the victory and UConn will fall to 0-3 and should probably be 1-2 on the season. Just a horrendous showing from this defense, specifically through the air, and our pass rush is genuinely horrible. We are desperately missing a guy like Julian Simon. He was easily our best pass rusher, and now we don't really have that on the team at the moment. Looking back on that overtime period, I should have run the ball on 2nd and 4 instead of trying to throw, but obviously hindsight is 20/20. The look they gave me looked like there was a blitz coming. It was disguised. It was in fact not a blitz. And so everything was pretty well covered, and a run would have just been way better. If we take a look at player stats, Noah Fafita was insane. Basically 300 yards, 75% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, that's just what happens when you give him all kinds of time to throw. I think he was sacked once. As for UConn, Evers was actually really good today. Just anytime it felt like I threw about 15 yards or further down the field, it seems like he doesn't really get any zip on the ball at all. Like there was the one late in the game that Shamar Porter was kind of open over the middle. In fact, I think that was in the overtime where he just kind of floated it. And I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding how to use the revamped passing, but to me, it just seemed like it was a quarterback inaccuracy. He goes for about 180. A touchdown and no picks. Rushing is where our team was elite today. 6.5 yards per carry for each of the 2 halfbacks. Robinson never returned. He was struggling with some increased injury risk. I didn't want to risk it at this point in the season. Plus, Cam Edwards was on fire. So even if Robinson was back, I might have just left Edwards in because he was just the hot hand. Went for 144, 6.5 a carry, and 2 touchdowns. Robinson, of course, had an incredible day as well. And receiving, we did get Shamar Porter more involved again. 5 for 61. Just didn't have a ton of yards, but got a number of people involved. And defensively, Scruggs leads in solo tackles, but Lovelace in total tackles with 10. Johnny McNulty with 2 TFLs. I kind of like him on the edge. He actually got credit for half a sack on what was, I think, really just Matt Hoffman. And the game really all comes back to the fact that I missed 2 field goals from the hashes. One of them, I missed the accuracy, and the second one, I guess I just misjudged how far I needed to push it to the right. These college hashes, a lot wider than NFL hashes, and the new kick meter, a lot harder. So that is on me. Just user error. I suck at kicking field goals from the hashes. Well, I was originally going to include 2 games in this episode, but with that being an overtime game and I think a really good game against Arizona, it'll probably just be that one for this episode. But then all episodes going forward, we'll have 2 games per episode. I'll go ahead and advance the week. UConn, of course, now 0-3, and let's take a little bit of a look around the league. It's also worth noting that we do have a couple of transfer risks. One of those being junior corner Cam Chadwick. Currently, our playing style does not fit his needs. We have D-, he needs B-, and Hepburn wants B- championship contender. We're currently at D+. I think that we can turn this season around. We played all 3 of those really highly ranked teams very well, and our schedule from this point onward gets a little bit easier. So I'm not super concerned about Hepburn. I think that we are still going to manage to be about a 6-win team, if I had to guess, which means a bowl game, which hopefully means about a B- for championship contender, but I guess we shall see. Although I say that, and Iowa State is 3-0 and currently ranked 23rd in the country, so UConn just can't catch a break. But after Iowa State, we do have 1-3 Syracuse. They're struggling this season. BYU has kind of been struggling. Arizona State, not the best. Navy, not very good, although they have started the year 2-0. Purdue is a decent team. JMU appears to be bad. Baylor's okay, and Liberty is currently ranked 11th. But we might go on a stretch of wins here in the sort of middle part of the season. At least that's what I'm hoping for. By the way, West Virginia beating Alabama, but now losing to East Carolina. That is crazy. West Virginia, a weird team. Texas Tech losing to an FCS team. Kent State also losing to an FCS team. Syracuse got kind of blown out by SMU. Akron dominating Kentucky 42-17 for the first win on the year for Akron. Navy did upset Illinois 31-20. That's why they're 2-0. FCS East beats Boston College 20-17. Oklahoma State upsetting Oregon 24-17. And San Diego State beating Oregon State, maybe showing that this Pac-12 reverse merger, teams like San Diego State can hang with teams like Oregon State, evidently. Here's the current Big 12 standings. You've, of course, got us at 0-3. We are the only team without a win in the Big 12 currently. Again, maybe biting off more than we could chew by moving this season. A few undefeated teams remain: Baylor, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas State, Liberty, Oklahoma State, UCF, Arizona, and Utah. UCF now #1 in the country currently. As for conference play, Arizona, Utah, and West Virginia are the only teams to play in the conference, and it was against us, which is why they're all 1-0 and we're 0-3. I don't know why the conference scheduling does that. It's locked. I can't change the conference scheduling, but for some reason, conference play doesn't start for anyone else until later in the season, but for us, it just immediately starts. Wow, this has been a brutal week. We're now locked out on Tank Easy and Dennis Colin due to playing style, which is at a D-. He's a pass coverage middle linebacker and a power rushing right end. So if we look at defensive end power rushers, it's sacks. And yeah, we cannot get to the quarterback. We have been horrible at it. We might just need to switch to strictly blitzing. And for pass coverage middle linebacker, it is interceptions. And we only have 1 so far on the season. So this really kind of changes things. We need to take a serious look at the way our defense is playing and change some things up. Is UConn falling apart? That is the question. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate the continued support. Apologies for the delay between episodes. Some of you may have seen my post where I've just been struggling with this new college semester, but I do have a content plan and I do have a strategy to get back on track and get to basically daily uploads, but it'll be more stuff than just UConn. But you can expect UConn hopefully about 3 times a week once I get that started. I just have to take this weekend to get ahead on things. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot, and I will see you guys when we face off against Iowa State and hopefully get this football team back on track.